Hey, what's up? It's 70B, another Zoo Day here in the B102-9 studios. We've got Amber from the Columbian Park Zoo and Peggy Sue in the crate, who is just a big ball of dangerous. Peggy Sue is a porcupine, and first off, you can kind of get in and see those quills. Tell us about the quills and... tell us about...
Okay, you okay, you okay. Oh, she getting mad.
Tell us about the quills now. When you see like all the little white-tipped ones, those are just hairs. The actual quills are down in underneath that winter coat, right?
Right, and see if she'll let me part her hair at all. She's a little frustrated with me right now because we ran out of treats.
Nice.
She's like, show me the apple. See, underneath, oh, you fine. There are white, thick hairs that are very sharp, and they have little barbs on the end of them. So that's the part you want to watch out for. You can see some of them poking through the hair back here. Those are the really, really dangerous ones in the back.
Now, obviously, the misconception that they can throw them at you, not the case. It's actually, they're just, you were saying, very loosely attached.
That's right. And when they stick into the flesh of another animal, because they're so loosely attached, they will fall right out of her body and stick into the other animal. So it's that's very common. Dogs will have run-ins with porcupines and come back with quills all over their face because they didn't mind their own business.
I'm remembering, wasn't that in Homeward Bound? Remember one of the dogs gets stung by porcupines? I don't know why that popped into my head. We'll just go with that anyway. Porcupine, very vocal. Like you can see, like when she was getting huffed, she will let you know, and then she'll also kind of whimper when everything's okay.
Yeah, she has sort of a soft puppy dog whimper sound when she's pretty content, and then when she's upset, it's sort of grumbly. She has a lot of different sort of subtleties to her vocalizations that once you get to know her, you can kind of read her based on what she's saying to you.
And right now she's saying, I want to go.
She's ready to go, yeah. I think she's like 10 minutes to get to it, but then she's ready to go.
Hi, Peggy Sue. All right, here we've got Juliet, and for being a old snake, she is extremely active. How old is Juliet?
Juliet's about 22 years old, which is pretty advanced in years for this kind of snake.
And she's a
western fox snake, and they used to be found all over the state of Indiana. They've been eradicated from most of their range. You can still find them up near the Illinois border around Chicago. They are beautiful snakes, actually, with great coloration and these beautiful black spots all over them. They remind me sort of like a leopard, but they also have this copper-colored head, which unfortunately makes people who are not necessarily that familiar with snakes confuse them with a copperhead, which is a venomous snake species in Indiana. So they've been eradicated because of misconceptions, basically.
Now, as far as like a defense mechanism, you're saying not only would they get confused with a copperhead, but also if they're out in the wild and they want to act a lot tougher than they are, what's something that they do?
They mimic the rattlesnake. They'll get under the leaves in the woods, and they'll actually take their tail and they'll shake it up against the leaves until it makes a vibrating, rattling sound. And so it works pretty well against coyotes and foxes and other animals, but once you get people involved, then it actually works against them.
Yeah.
So mimicking two venomous snake species did not work out so well once humans moved into the area.
Exactly. Now, she is Juliet. She had a Romeo.
She did. She had a Romeo, and she tried to eat him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say that part for that because it sounds really sweet. It's like, oh, there's a Romeo and Juliet. But no, Juliet tried to eat Romeo.
Yeah.
And not just once, right?
A couple of times, actually.
Yeah.
But Romeo has since passed on, not because of her.
He's definitely in a better place.
He passed on due to old age, and she decided she could go on without him. So
typical female, like, yeah, that's fine, I'm good. All right, well, Juliet, we hope you many more years, and hopefully now you're kind of like a cougar snake. You can find a little, younger snake and try to eat him. What do you think of that? No? Okay. Give it up for Juliet, everybody. All right, right now we've got Otis, who is help me out on what kind of owl?
Eastern screech owl.
Eastern screech owl. We wanted to call him, Samuel Powers, which also would have been very, very fine with us. Now, Otis comes to us. This is actually the first week that he's probably been out and about.
He's debuting this week. He was in quarantine. This is a bird that actually was born in the wild and supported himself in the wild, but sustained an injury. And he went to local wildlife rehabilitators to be nursed back to health, but his injuries were substantial enough that he's not able to fly well enough on his own anymore to survive in the wild. So he came to us. He's going to be an animal ambassador for us.
Now, when you're saying, injuries, had a pretty severe wing injury,
right?
Yeah,
he had a triple fracture to one of his wings. Yeah, he very likely got hit by a car.
Wow. And I like him because he kind of looks like he's got the Clint Eastwood kind of Gran Torino scowl, like "Get off my lawn." So still learning the ropes going on. And I heard him clacking. Is that the beak when he's
Yep.
getting angry?
When he's a little frustrated, it's sort of a warning. He'll clack his beak, and it actually makes a surprisingly loud sound. That squinting that you're seeing, screech owls actually roost in tree holes during the day, and they've got this great camouflage. But if they see a predator coming, what they'll do is they'll close their eyes most of the way and flatten their body and just try to blend in with the bark of the tree. So I kind of wonder if maybe some of that squinting is him just trying to disappear into the background.
Natural
He's a
predator
little
of the screech owl, the video camera.
Yeah,
a lot of people
well,
don't know that.
yeah.
This is evident by that. So still learning the ropes, and still you were saying figuring out that trying to get through his poor head that he probably can't fly like he used to anymore.
Yeah, he still tries to take off every now and then off of the glove, which is why we have these jesses attached to him so he won't fall all the way to the ground. It's sort of like a little birdie bungee cord, and it'll keep him close to us. He'll figure it out eventually, but he's already doing pretty good sitting still on the glove and just sort of hanging out.
Nice. Well, welcome as a new zoo ambassador. I would like to welcome you to the radio station and out and about, and good luck, Clint Eastwood owl. I'm just waiting for like an attack, and oh really? Huh.
It's kind of leaning away from you a little bit.
No, I don't like that.
You might be a little nervous now, too.
All right, we good?